You're listening to Civic Media. You can tune into any of our live shows on any radio station across the state with the Civic Media app. Find us in your phone's app store and listen anytime, anywhere.
And good morning, and welcome to another edition of the WXCO Morning Report, part of Mornings with Pat Kreitlow on 98.9 WXCO, online at WXCO.FM, mobile devices, and Alexa by searching WXCO, and on the Civic Media app. The time is 6:53. It is Tuesday, October the 7th of 2025. Another very calm, very pleasant start here weather-wise in downtown Wausau. Fair skies and 44 degrees from our studios at the corner of Washington Street and North 3rd Street in downtown Wausau. I am Chad Holmes along with Ian Welsh. Ian, good morning.
Good morning, Chad.
Looks like we will have a fantastic Tuesday. In fact, when you look at, I think, pleasant days, they don't get much better than this. According to the forecast, sunny skies expected, high near 63 degrees. Tonight, beware that we could be getting some frost. It's going to get even colder in the overnight. Those clear nights when you get into the fall, the temperatures do take a big dip. In fact, mainly after 4 a.m. in the overnight hours, we'll have clear skies, some patchy frost, and a low of 31 degrees. Then for tomorrow, sunny skies, high of 59. And then sunny on Thursday and a high of 62 degrees. In fact, looking ahead, really the next time that we see any kind of chance of well, I guess I shouldn't say Thursday night, they say a 20% chance of showers. But other than that, lots of sunshine, lots of dry conditions until Sunday when there is a very slight chance of showers. So, again, we have been pretty dry for the most part recently. It's
certainly
very, very dry. But get out there, enjoy the weather. Going to get colder eventually, but we're still getting very pleasant weather and great time of year here in north central Wisconsin.
Definitely starting to feel more like a fall.
It is. And again, a lot of excitement here. In fact, again, I love the fact we have parking on both sides of the street.
Yeah, that is really nice.
Because we have right in front of us Washington Street. We are located at the corner of North 3rd Street and Washington Street here in downtown Wausau. And for the last, I don't know how many months, basically, there had been no parking in front.
No.
Because we used to have one area of parking across the way. And then we've had the construction going on for months and months and months. And now they've actually opened things up. Two-way traffic. It used to be just one-way traffic here in front of the station. It's now two-way traffic on Washington Street, and they have put parking on both sides. So it actually doubles the amount of downtown parking in this area. I'm not saying doubles the amount of downtown parking, but it does add more parking, which makes it more convenient, and I think that's better for everybody.
It really is. Absolutely. It's actually very nice to have the a two-lane road open now. Now it's easier for people to get to the Wausau Center Mall parking lot for big events, and to get to the 400 block easier. So it's definitely going to help with parking. Well, not everywhere, but in certain spots it is much improved.
Absolutely. And also, we are coming up less than a month for the opening of the Foundry on 3rd. and that's right across the street from where we are. It's been, a long time coming, but it is almost ready to open up. They will be opening up on November the 1st. And in fact, if you are somebody that would like to see what's inside at the Foundry on 3rd, you have an opportunity. They are actually doing some tours. The public is invited to be able to go and take a look, go inside. All you have to do is contact the folks over at the Foundry on 3rd, and they can just have a look around. And, of course, you have a chance, if you're interested, to see what the rentals look like and everything else. But, again, it really is something that's special. And also coming up a little bit later on this month, on Thursday, October 23rd, it will be a networking event going on at the new Foundry on 3rd property in downtown Wausau. It is free. So, again, it's an opportunity, if you don't take one of the tours between now and then, for you to take a look around in terms of what is going on at the Foundry on 3rd. And it really has been quite a project. It took a while to get it going, but once it did, I have to give a lot of credit to the workers who have been doing such a fantastic job.
Absolutely.
And making sure it tries to get open before the winter months, and that's exactly what will be happening. So, again, it's going to be coming up on Thursday, the 23rd of October. Again, it is free, but they do require you to be able to register for the event, and it's through the chamber, the Wausau Chamber. So go to wausauchamber.com. That is wausauchamber.com to register and learn more. And attendees for this event have to be 21 or over. So that's coming up again later on this month. So lots of activities going on here in downtown Wausau. A lot of excitement here in downtown Wausau. And we'll see what the ultimate result is. But I think there's a lot of optimism that the downtown area will continue to have a lot of energy and to be something that gets better and better as we move towards 2026.
Very exciting.
Fair skies, 44 degrees here in downtown Wausau. Glad you could be with us. Coming up, top of the hour. Lots to talk about news-wise. We'll check out the world and national news headlines. The government shutdown continues. Plus, we'll get the latest weather and sports with Mike Clemens. Of course, Mike down at American Family Field late last night for that Brewer-Cubs game number 2. We'll be back at 7:22 for another WXCO Morning Report here on 98.9 WXCO.
You're listening to Civic Media. Stay up to date on the latest news and information for your local community and Wisconsin by signing up for our free email newsletter. Visit civicmedia.us/email to get started.
It is the WXCO Morning Report, part of Mornings with Pat Kreitlow on 98.9 WXCO, online at WXCO.FM, mobile devices, and Alexa by searching WXCO, and on the Civic Media app. The time is 7:23. Again, a pleasant start. Blue skies as the sun is rising. Temperature has actually gone down 3 degrees in the past hour. We are now at 41 degrees. So if you're just heading out, going to work, going to school, wherever it may be, may want to make sure you have that jacket. May be able to get rid of it. Still probably a light jacket afternoon. Should be a very pleasant afternoon here in Wausau. High temperature under sunny skies expected to be about 63 degrees. I am Chad Holmes along with Ian Welsh. Ian, good morning.
Good morning, Chad.
One topic that we have talked about quite a bit over the past year, of course, is a continuing investigation when it's come to the Dropbox and the removal thereof over a year ago by Wausau Mayor Doug Denny. But it does appear that perhaps we are starting to go in the right direction when it comes to actually getting some sort of decision. And that's the big thing.
That's
here.
some good news to hear.
Well, I mean, the thing about it is we need to get to the bottom of it in terms of, can you do this? Can you not do it? Because we do have other elections coming very, very soon, in fact.
Yeah.
You got the spring elections, including for the state Supreme Court coming up next April.
Mm-hmm.
Got Wausau School District elections coming up as well. But the Wausau Ethics Board continuing its investigation, and in fact, it looks as though we're going in the right direction in terms of finding some answers to the questions that we have. In fact, WXCO news reporter Isabella Nieto has been working on it, and here's the latest report that she has.
The Wausau Ethics Board will move forward with their investigation into a complaint against Mayor Doug Dinney. The complaint was filed in January and claimed Dinney's removal of an absentee ballot box last year from City Hall violated the City Ethics Code. At a meeting last week, the board rejected requests to postpone the hearing again. The hearing is scheduled for this Friday, over a year since Dinney moved the drop box. Board Chair Calvin Dexter said one witness, who was subpoenaed to appear at the Friday hearing, requested to be excused from the hearing because they have plans for the holiday weekend.
I'm not very open to the idea that we should have another delay here. I think it's time to get this thing dealt with.
Dexter says the witness claims they were not given sufficient notice of the hearing.
I mean, that's not to say we couldn't or shouldn't have gotten the new subpoenas out earlier, but I don't think there was any great surprise here to anyone.
Special Counsel Eric Larson confirmed that the mayor's attorney and an attorney who represents city employees scheduled depositions for City Attorney Ann Jacobson and City Clerk Caitlin Bernardi regarding the complaint. Dexter confirmed they still wanted the depositions.
The board appreciates those attorneys proceeding in good faith to accomplish the depositions at long last.
Both Jacobson and Bernardi had previously refused to sit for depositions due to an ongoing criminal investigation into the ballot box removal by the Wisconsin Department of Justice. The depositions were scheduled for yesterday. The board also confirmed the list and order of witnesses that will appear on Friday, including Wausau Police Chief Matt Barnes and City Council President Lisa Rasmussen. The board also plans to deliberate in a closed session on October 15th at 4:30 p.m. before reconvening in an open session to discuss their next steps.
So that, again, is our WXCO news reporter, Isabella Nieto.
Great job, Isabella.
Talking about what the latest developments have been. And it was good to hear that these depositions were held yesterday involving City Attorney Ann Jacobson and City Clerk Caitlin Bernardi. Again, I have said this previously, that all the people that are public servants, and these are public servants that are working for the city, should have been sitting down for these depositions. The mayor and his attorneys deserve the opportunity to question these witnesses, and the witnesses need to be able to have their voices be heard as part of the process to get all the information out. It had been, and I understand as well with the continuation of potential criminal investigations going on, but it just felt like, hey, these are, again, our public servants. They're being paid for by taxpayer dollars, and it's about time that we get their recollections on what was going on during this time frame in the public record, and we are able to move forward with these investigations and ultimately try to get a decision by the Ethics Board sooner rather than later.
Absolutely.
So it does sound like this is continuing. It'll be very interesting to hear that the ultimate results of these depositions and the ultimate results of some of these witnesses and what they were able to see and hear and talk about. So, again, it does appear to be a rather significant step forward in terms of finally trying to get to a resolution of this case, because it has been a long time coming. Again, It was last September. We're now in October, more than a year since the drop box was removed in the run-up to the 2024 presidential elections.
At least we're finally getting some feet off the ground.
Exactly right. Time is 7:28. Again, lots of sunshine to start things off. Again, you see the sun is rising. It's one of those fall mornings where it's crisp out there. When you get out there, you're going to feel it on the skin. A chilly start. 41 degrees is the temperature, but we will get up to 63 with sunny skies before all is said and done. Coming up, we have the bottom of the hour information update. Included will be the farm report. plus a look at the weather and sports again. Big night for the Brewers. If you were in bed like I was before the game ended, the Brewers did win 7-3 after the Cubs.
I stayed up until the bottom of the sixth.
Cubs started fast, but then the Brewers came back quickly and now have a 2-games-to-none lead. And the Brewers have a chance to clinch a spot in the National League Championship Series with a win at Wrigley tomorrow. We'll be back at 7:52 with another WXCO Morning Report segment. Back to Pat Kreitlow and Mornings with Pat Kreitlow next here on 98.9 WXCO. WXCO Morning Report, part of Mornings with Pat Kreitlow on 98.9 WXCO, online at WXCO.FM, mobile devices, and Alexa by searching WXCO and on the Civic Media app. The time is 7:53, 42 degrees under sunny skies here on this Tuesday morning, October the 7th of 2025. We're going to remind you throughout the next week or so that coming up a week from Thursday, coming up on the 16th of October, that we will be holding an open house here at WXCO.
That's right.
It'll go from 10 a.m. until 6 p.m. You'll be able to stop on by. We are going to have some food available, courtesy of the Mint here in downtown Wausau.
And they have excellent food too.
It's not going to be it's just going to be kind of finger food. It's not going to be big meals or anything like that. But
finger food is very good too.
So just stuff to kind of munch on as you take a look around. Have beverages, give you an opportunity to take a look at what we do, have an opportunity to talk to us if you have any questions or suggestions or comments or anything like that. We'd love to have you stop on by. So again, it's coming up a week from Thursday on the 16th. So mark that calendar. Take some time to come on by. We'll give you an opportunity if you want to speak into the microphones, record you up, do some fun things as well. And if you want the kids to be able to experience maybe what it's like to be on the radio, come on by. We'll let them sit in front of the microphones and record them as well. So, again, we'll look to have some fun, give you an opportunity to meet us, give us a chance to meet you. And just as part of this downtown revitalization and a lot of excitement going on, stop on by on October the 16th between 10 a.m. and 6 p.m., and even get a chance to visit with Ian Welsh.
Absolutely. And a bonus, you can even try to stump me with your own number for the day.
Yeah, you can do that as well.
You have a number of the day? Just any number. It doesn't have to be a number from today. It just be like any number on a topic that you can think of and see if I can guess it.
So again, mark that calendar.
I'll tally sheet for all the ones I get right and wrong, and then I'll see how I do.
There you go. A week from Thursday, October the 16th. Join us here for our open house at 301 North 3rd Street in downtown Wausau. And again, look forward to that. I know this is not the most important thing going on, but I just got to give a few thoughts because
what's going on?
Have you heard about the idea of putting Donald Trump on a $1 coin?
I have heard him talking about this.
And the thing about it, I've been talking quite a bit over the last year plus, I think, about how we are coming up on the 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence on July the 4th of 2026. And
a very important anniversary.
Well, the whole thing about it is a lot of the joy is being sucked out of it with things like this. If you go back and go on YouTube or just go back and read up on like the bicentennial, 1976, the 200th anniversary, And it was truly a celebration. And there was reasons why it might not have been a celebration. That was right in the aftermath of the Watergate scandal that saw the first ever president of the United States resign his office. But in the end, the country came together and had a glorious summer of 1976. Even during the midst of an election year, people were still able to celebrate the 200th birthday of our country and do it in a big way, in a positive way. I get the sense that, yeah, I'm sure we will have great celebrations, but with what Donald Trump and the MAGA movement is doing to our country right now, I just have a hard time thinking that when you see this totalitarian regime that keeps pushing, trying to push as much as they can, that somehow we're going to celebrate the greatest republic and democracy in this world's history, while at the same time many of what we have built this country on is being peeled away. It's a dichotomy I can't see happening right now. And and even yesterday, the Trump administration yesterday, according to a story in the New York Times, defended its plan to mint a $1 coin bearing the image of Donald J. Trump, despite the fact that an 1866 law dictates that only the deceased can appear on U.S. currency. Initial designs for the coins were released by the U.S. Treasurer last week, stirred controversy and accusations that the Trump administration was violating the law, what's new there, so that Mr. Trump could honor himself by putting his face on the coin. The 1866 law enshrined a tradition that individuals could appear on U.S. currency only posthumously to avoid the appearance that America was a monarchy. And again, the line that jumps out is, Mr. Trump could honor himself by putting his face on a coin. At what point?
It's the only reason why he's doing this. He's not trying to honor anyone else except himself. He's trying to inflate his own ego. That's all this is an egotistical play.
And what about the people that continue to enable this? Do you folks out there that believe in what Donald Trump believes in think this is a good thing? Do you really think this is a good thing? I don't understand the constant lines that are crossed by Trump, his supporters, and the folks in this administration. Scott Bessent, the Treasury Secretary, says that he thinks that this is good because with designs emblematic of the United States and that the proposed images reflect Mr. Trump and his vision for America. It's not about Trump. It's about our country in the 250th anniversary. It's not about Donald Trump. That's the bottom line. The 250th birthday of the country is about the United States of America.
People need to understand that.
We got an information update coming up. We'll be back for our final WXCO morning report at 8:22 this morning. For Mornings with Pat Kreitlow coming up, 98.9 WXCO.
You're listening to Civic Media. Find the latest news, information, and archives of all your favorite shows on the Civic Media website, civicmedia.us.
It is the WXCO Morning Report, part of Mornings with Pat Kreitlow on 98.9 WXCO, WXCO.FM, mobile devices, and Alexa by searching WXCO, and on the Civic Media app. It is 44 degrees under sunny skies here in downtown Wausau. I am Chad Holmes along with Ian Welsh, and earlier this morning on the program, we heard Pat Kreitlow talking about how Ron Johnson is really upset that he has been investigated in the aftermath of the 2021 fake elector scheme that he and Donald Trump and others tried to pull when Trump tried to overturn the results of the 2020 presidential election. Well, Ron Johnson is throwing everything at the wall again concerning the deep state and how everybody is out to get him and how it's really the Democrats that have all the power. This morning,
Oh, boy.
This morning, Ron Johnson appeared with Maria Bartiromo on the Fox Business Channel. And I want to share with you part of what he had to say, because this is classic Ron. Classic Ron Johnson, the victim when it was he who tried to overturn an election. Here is what Ron Johnson said to Maria Bartiromo this morning.
I think it absolutely was a conspiracy. I think crimes were committed. What they're going to be able to successfully be convicted of, I can't tell you, but just look at the damage they have done to our democracy. I mean, Russia, China, they couldn't even begin to hope to do as much damage as people like Comey and Clapper and Brennan and that whole cast of characters did. It's important to understand the only reason we got that list of 100 Republican organizations that they targeted was because of a whistleblower. And we got this information because somebody applied for a recertification on the CAS team. The point I'm trying to make is the partisans, the partisan deep state actors that were engaged in this, many of them are still in the Department of Justice. They are still in the FBI. They are going to continue to frustrate and cover up their own actions, and they're going to cover up for these other people as well. We have an enormous problem. Cash Patel, Dan Bongino, Pam Bondi have an enormous challenge because, for one thing, Chuck Schumer has basically blocked confirmations, but all the lawfare has been conducted. For example, Judge Troupas in Wisconsin, he's in about $1 million of legal fees because he represented the president for 2 months, and they're trying to destroy him personally. So you don't have to do that to too many people to make it very difficult then to staff the Department of Justice and FBI with people that are loyal to this president. So again, the left is relentless. They are incredibly effective. We're just seeing the tip of the iceberg of the damage they have done to these institutions and to America. No, they're criminals. They need to be fully prosecuted. I'm not sure what they can be convicted of, particularly not in courts here in D.C. The jury pool is going to be heavily Democratic. So no, we've got a real problem. The first step in accountability is we need to expose this. And I want to work closely with Cash Patel, Dan Bongino, Pam Bondi. I'm going to get to the bottom of this. I've been targeted before. I know I'm a thorn in their side. I have no idea why these other senators were targeted, and we'll use that term. Okay, we were targeted by Jack Smith. I'm going to get to the bottom of this. I don't know. It's going to be difficult to do so. Again, the deep state does not give up its secrets easily, even when you're in charge of it.
Well, he's definitely a thorn in the side, but for his own reasons, because he's the one causing problems.
Lawfare, the deep state, the Democrats have done more than China and Russia, blah, 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 blah. This man is out of his mind, number one.
Absolutely.
Ron Johnson is out of his mind. And again, basically saying that he's been targeted. You're the one, Ron, that darn near gave the vice president of the United States fake electors in January of 2021. You're the one that attempted to overturn a fair election in 2020 because Donald Trump is a sore loser. Mm-hmm. Man, oh man. I mean, he was throwing everything at the wall. Everything. Lawfare. I mean, who's the one that's really going after with lawfare? That's Donald Trump. I mean, gee whiz. Anytime that anybody is looked at, it's they're coming after you because you're a Republican. No, they're coming after you because you tried to overturn an election.
Mm-hmm.
Can't believe this guy is going to be in office for a number of years still to come. He won't be up for re-election until 2028. And the fact that he won re-election after he pulled that stunt in 2021 is just amazing to this day to me. So
shameful.
Again, Ron Johnson going to his favorite folks over at Fox Business, Maria Bartiromo, who used to be a respected financial journalist, but she has fallen completely into the mega moat, and is Ron Johnson's favorite softball interviewer, and he was there today to do it yet again. All right, so there's our Ron Johnson update for this morning. Let's go to our number for the day quiz as Ian tries to finally get one right. It's been a long time coming.
Yeah.
He had it right last week. He didn't have it right yesterday, so 0 for 1 this week. You have to turn it around starting today.
Yes, I do.
The Milwaukee Brewers lead the Chicago Cubs 2-0 in the National League Division Series.
Very good, Brewers.
Brewers will have a chance to clinch the series tomorrow at Wrigley Field. The Chicago Cubs have a higher payroll than the Milwaukee Brewers. In fact, the Milwaukee Brewers have the lowest payroll of the teams remaining in the Major League Baseball playoffs. What is the difference between the Cubs payroll and the Brewers payroll in millions of dollars?
What is the
difference? How many more millions of dollars do the Cubs have in payroll than the Brewers have?
Okay, what are my choices?
Your choices are $34 million,
Okay.
$54 million, $74 million.
34, 54, or $74 million in payroll, a difference between the Cubs
The
and Brewers.
Cubs have how many million dollars more in payroll than the Brewers do?
34, 54, or 74 million. Okay, I'm going to say 54 million is my final answer. I'm going to say 54 million.
The Chicago Cubs approximately $190 million in payroll. The Milwaukee Brewers approximately $116 million in payroll. So $74 million is the difference.
Missed it again. I got to really refocus here.
Tomorrow we'll be talking about the production, DC Everest High School.
Yeah.
We'll have some guests involved in that. So we'll be back tomorrow. Ian, have a good rest of your day.
You too, Chad. Happy Tuesday, everybody.
The national news cycle never stops, but it can be hard to find news about your local community. Civic Media is dedicated to providing quality local and state news coverage across Wisconsin. With the Civic Media app, you can get notifications about local stories that matter to you and your community. Find the free Civic Media app in your phone's app store and choose notifications from the menu to tell us what kind of news you want to hear about.